I just noticed a mistake in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, and I want to show you guys and show you my point. So as you guys probably know, the beginning of the movie starts off with a flashback to Charlotte Emily's death. Of course, her waiting for the marionette to come up from the stage, her seeing a little boy get taken to a back area, she goes and saves the boy, she ends up getting stabbed in the back, and it ends up dying in front of everyone, and the place closed down. But of course, before that scene starts, it shows what the pizzeria looked like during its heyday in 1982. Reminder, 1982. So this was obviously when the pizzeria was still open, and yeah, you guys get it. And of course, after the flashback, the intro plays, and of course, that's when it shows to nowadays, well, actually, not nowadays, but it cuts to Vanessa waking up. But for some reason, when it shows Vanessa, it says at the bottom, 20 years later. And as you guys obviously know, the beginning of the movie, the flashback took place in 1982. So, 1982 plus 20, that would equal... Sorry. That would equal 2002. And you're probably wondering, well, what does this mean? Well, let's remind you guys. In the FNAF Movie 2 official trailer description, it literally reads, 1 year has passed since the supernatural nightmare at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Reminder, it says 1 year. And in case if you don't know this, the first movie took place in April of 2000, the first movie took place in the year of April 2000. So if it says 1 year has passed, then that would mean it would have been 2001. I already made a whole video on my channel and on my TikTok, where I speculated that the movie takes place on October 12th, 2001. Well, after the movie, it's probably October 13th, 2001. But basically, the second movie takes place in 2001. So the description says 1 year has passed, and the first movie took place in 2001, so the second movie should take place in 2001. But it literally says 1982, and when it shows Vanessa waking up, older Vanessa, it says 20 years later. So, and I already did the math equation. 1982 plus 20 is 2002. Even though the movie literally says in the description, 1 year has passed since the supernatural events, even though the first movie took place in 2001, so the second movie obviously should have taken place in 2001. So yeah, guys, that was a mistake I noticed in the FNAF movie 2. The movie should have taken place in 2001, not 2002, because the description says 1 year after the first movie. And guess what? Even Josh Hutcherson says it in like a promotional video on Universal Studios. Like, he literally says it like on the video. Like, I'll search it up on my phone. Alright, I got the video. Look what Josh Hutcherson says in the video.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we kind of pick up about a year and a half after the first film ended.
A year and a half later. A year and a half later after the first movie. So yeah, guys, if Josh Hutcherson says then a year and a half, that should obviously mean late next year. So it should have been 2001. So basically, in the part where Vanessa wakes up, it should have said 19 years later instead of 20 years later. Honestly, I have no clue what happened. Honestly, it just really confused me, because the movie is supposed to take place in 2001, well, October of 2001, not October of 2002. I already did a full video back in August, so go watch that. It's called the October 12th and Abby Theory. But yeah, guys, that was a mistake I noticed in the FNAF movie, where I think it's supposed to say 19 years later instead of 20 years later. But before I end this video, I also noticed a really... Well, I don't really know if this is a reference, but I'm going to call it that. I noticed a really cool reference to the Silver Eyes books, and the Silver Eye book, in the FNAF Movie 2 intro, where young Vanessa talks to Charlotte of how, like, when Charlotte says, like, well, the marionette is always there for me. She's the only one who understands me. And young Vanessa says, like, it's not your, like, spirit animal, and it's not even real. Like, I'll show you the part right now.
She's the only one I can rely on. She's the only one who's always here for me. That thing down there isn't your spirit parent or whatever you think it is. And it'll still be there, even if you go have a piece of cake first.
So basically in that scene, Vanessa says, like, it's not your spirit parent, whatever, and it'll still be there, obviously, if you come celebrate the birthday with us. I think that part right there kind of reminds me of that one scene from the Silver Eyes book, where Carlton, Charlotte's friend, well, obviously Charlotte is a robot in the books, there, where Carlton, Charlotte's friend, is teasing another Charlotte's friend, Jessica. Carlton is like, I'll show you the part. Here it is.
I remember how I used to talk to Bonnie. I used to complain to him about my parents.
Animatronic therapy, recommended by 6 out of 7 crazy people.
Shut up, Carlton. I knew he wasn't real. I just liked talking to him.
So, of course, in that part, Carlton is obviously messing around with Jessica because Jessica said that she liked to talk to Bonnie as if, like, a therapist. And it sounded similar to the part where Vanessa's like, it is not your spirit parent, and, like, it's just an animatronic, and you can't, like, tell your, like, your family history. Vanessa didn't say that, but I noticed the similarities. But anyway, guys, that was pretty much it for today's video. That was the mistake of the 20 years later detail, and that was the Silver Eyes reference, I think, in today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.